Hey, I'm back with a certain person who likes Crystal Chronicles, so we're going to be looking at some trailers and stuff, and I have no idea what's going to happen because it's my first time watching it. So, hey, say hi, Zodi.
Hello. I'm glad to
Okay,
be joining you again.
okay, time to press play. Three, oh wait, I should probably, here, I got a better idea. Let me, hopefully this doesn't ruin anything. Okay, you can see that, right?
Yep.
Okay, three, two, one, and play. Uh, from what I know, Yuri dodges. His BT effect gives stats up and dodge. Okay, I see good damage. Or decent damage. I don't think his trap did that much damage before.
No, it didn't. It only had 3 dumps before, so my eyes cannot focus, but that looks like at
Five or
least
six
five or
dumps?
six. Yeah, that's good.
Wait, he can do the trap twice?
Yeah, it's as long as it's on an enemy, and it's up to well, you can trigger it at any stacks, and it can go off. But
Oh.
ideally, you want to trigger it at 3 stacks.
Oh, wait, oh, you can use it on both? Oh, so it uses the stacks on both on one of them or both of them?
Yep.
Wait, he's got 5 Yuris on the board?
Yep, he can manipulate the multiverses in his game. That's one of the big
Okay, yeah, so I assume...
one of the reasons why I say he's godlike, because he can rewrite his fate. He can create a world out of nothing.
Okay, so yeah, I was right. He can... His BT effect was going to be 6 turns if he's going to have dodge. If he's giving the party 6 turns of dodge, so... Wait, where's Porum in all this? How come she isn't with Palin?
That's what I'm... It's just a missed opportunity with that animation.
So I have no idea what... Oh, 58%, that's pretty good. I probably missed it. It's probably going to be Holy... Where's Yuri's, FR effect, something to do with holy damage and holy damage outside the effect and HP regen, something like that?
Yes, it's holy and then HP regen.
Okay.
Like, as long as you're doing that consistently... And if you want to go back to where it showed how much his gauge went up, that's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I'm just going...
Because my eyes were not focusing on that. I was more focusing on the animation, I'm not going to lie.
So, I'm just looking at his BT effect. So, he gives party 6... His BT effect lasts for 6 turns, gives the party 50% brave damage up, 30% brave damage, 30% HP damage up. Raises the brave cap by 50%, raises the HP damage cap up by 30%, and they dodge aura, so that's pretty decent for a BT effect. That's pretty good. Let's see. I think his FR gives something else. I think gives HP regen to the party.
I believe you're correct.
Raises 30%. Okay, something happened. Okay, I'm assuming this portion here says if you had the HP regen effect go off on your turn, it increases the FR gauge by 20%, or at least HP damage bonus. And it can't be Japanese, so I'm just guessing on that. But I'm assuming Yuri himself raises it by like 58%, I think.
Could a Theodore sphere, in theory, influence that? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't think it's probably needed because he's probably giving the party HP regen.
Oh, I meant lore like healing, but if it's just regen,
Yeah, I think it's
and
just
it's not healing.
yeah, I think it has. If you had some sort of HP regen go off on the turn, then I think it's I think it um. Oh wait, I missed something else on his Oh wait, oh wait. So someone actually translated the FR. Okay, when HP is healed before the turn and after, excluding action, HP regen. So basically, if HP damage increases by 30%. Um, when selecting holy elemental attacks and triggering holy elemental attacks from like outside the turn order, increases it by 5%. Add another 20% if it also satisfies this, and he gives the party holy enchant. So he does not give the party HP regen unless he always has HP regen in his kit.
He has it off of his EX buff.
Okay, then yeah, so he should be able to fulfill the party's conditions.
He has an incredibly powerful HP regen, not Aerith level, but still really powerful per turn. That's why I originally ran him in the first few Lufinias on global, because he was that good of a healer.
Yeah.
Not that good of a DPS at that time. He was incredibly outdated, but for healer standards, he was good.
Yep. And we want to quickly go over like the first trailer from this morning with Eald'narche.
Sure.
So, I mean, I've seen this, but you can give your opinions. Are you gonna BT? I mean, you're not gonna BT plus Eald'narche because we already know he's BT plusing.
Exactly. I do have him because when I started my JP account, not the one I was using from Richie, to test out JP, he was one of the first units I got, but I'm not really a big fan of his playstyle. I'm not saying he's a bad unit. Just because I don't like his playstyle doesn't mean he might not work well for you.
Well,
but yeah,
his damage is okay from I'm looking at it. I mean, kind of top. I'm assuming his damage can top out maybe like 750k, 600k is going to be on average with good BT effects. His BT effect, I think, I don't know. We had to wait till see what the full translations are for his rework, but I think he gets increased skill usage every time he warps. I hope that's the case, because then that's going to fix a lot of his longevity issues with him going too fast with his warping.
Yeah, that's always been his Achilles heel, so to speak, is just like you said, he warps, but it's, oh, I gotta press an HP attack, but if I don't keep my boss buff for that, I'm not gonna recharge my terror fast enough.
He gets spent pretty quickly with turns and all of the skills, and you usually end up using up all your skill 2s.
Yeah, that's why I never had the patience to play as him. Like I said, I'm not denying that terror debuff is powerful, and he was one of the best stun units at the time. One that, you know, made it where the enemies couldn't move, but it's just the fact that his regular hits were weak, and that was to balance out the rest of his kits so he wouldn't be too OP. Oh, but this Yuffie, oof.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yuffie is strong. I mean, I think the main prize here is Yuffie, of course, because, yeah, she's hitting extremely hard. I know Sir Person is very, very happy with him.
Indeed. Yes.
Gladio, they fixed him pretty well.
8 turns is great.
Yeah, if he starts out with the blink buff on it, then that's all even better. So that means you can even, I mean, 32 turns, you're probably going to, you're not going to probably need any longer than that.
He's gonna be a good alternative to, like, Auron.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for the warping bosses. If we get any warping bosses, just bring him. I know, of course, he can't protect the party. The party's not going to take 0 damage, but doesn't he have, like, a HP damage reduction for your party? Not as powerful as Auron, but still pretty good?
It's still pretty good, but, you know, and whenever he counters, he heals the party, I think. I think so.
Yes.
It heals
it's been a while since I used him.
But for anyone who doesn't know what Eald'narche's new BT effect, it went from 8 turns to 10 turns. The new point on here is that when you get 5% HP damage up per debuff, so up to 40%, and HP damage cap is increased by 3% per debuff, so it increases up to 24%. So that's why the number is kind of like that. But yeah, Yuri looks cool. I'm probably not going to go for his FR. I'm probably going to try to go for his BT on Core's banner.
Understandable.
Yeah. Holy Enchant on a FR seems good. I think we're going into a stage of where FRs are starting to have cooler like aura effects instead of just having the HP damage up bonus conditions.
Yeah, because you were mentioning they're trying to get things to be more competitive with Camelot.
Yep.
Before, that was the big thing that they said. Instead of, and that's the smart way of doing game balance, is not nerfing things, but bringing everyone else up to that point.
Yeah. But the 6-man party is going to be interesting because they're not locking characters out. It just is like showcasing whenever the first one did was like, hey, you perfected it. It just says, hey, you completed the first one with these 6 characters. It doesn't mean you can't not use them for the next one. You can use whoever you want for the next one, and it's just gonna be like it's gonna say who you use to beat it with. But I'm assuming they're going to bring some sort of property or like limitation to make it either like they're probably going to make it the boss is immune to cannot act debuffs. But wait, actually no, they won't do that because
I mean, they
Eald'narche.
could do everyone. Yeah, they could do everyone but Eald'narche's. Just to sell them.
True.
I could see that being a possibility.
Terror and his warp. I mean, this. If that's the case, then I still might just bring. If that's the case, then you can still technically get away with it, unless they make it absorb ice damage.
Yeah, that would really suck if that happens, because that would also lock out Lunafreya.
Oh yeah, true. I don't think they can do. Oh yeah, I don't think they want to do that either.
I don't think they want to go back to that Lufenia Plus, or I don't think it was Lufenia Plus. Whenever they were locking out units right after each other, like
Yeah, I
you
think that
had
was Paladin
Terra.
Cecil.
Yeah, it was like Paladin Cecil, then he was locked out, then they had Terra, and then the next stage had it where I think it one-shot magic enemies, and it was
Yeah.
just, that was bad game design. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. Okay, so more than likely, they're just gonna give the bosses shit ton of HP to compensate for this. I don't know. They're probably gonna have 100 million HP each or something like that. Both are probably gonna have
Yeah.
FR gauges, independent FR gauges. I mean, judging by this, I mean, we don't know what their FR gauge is gonna be, but I'm assuming they're both gonna have one, unlike the first one where they just had the new unique enemy have it, but. HP poison gonna be a pain in the butt, but that should be somewhat easy to manage near the end of the fight. I'm still gonna try to cheese it with the God Squad with the three OP units, Tidus, Kane, and Camelot if they can, and then
Yeah.
just heal them up with, and then just bring I don't know Zac and Lunafreya and who else probably would be really good for this. If it's
Do you have a built wall?
yes, if it's dodge,
You can.
I mean, if there's dodging, I mean, I could bring warrior like call ability as well on
True.
someone else to help out, but probably put on Kane and I could bring what's her name, Layla for dodging, because I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of like they want you to dodge something for this one. But instead, I mean, the only attacks that I can probably see that won't be guaranteed hits is their FR attack, which I think I just swap in Zac for that to tank all of it.
Did they specify if Yuri's evasion's just like regular evasion, or has that not been revealed yet?
I think there was a small text on the OPOP video that says he can dodge everything except for guaranteed attacks. I think that was a small little section on there. I mean, I can't read Japanese on here, but I'm pretty sure that was the case with one of it. But unless someone completely translated, but I'm assuming that's the case. I mean, they wouldn't be able to dodge every single thing. But yeah, first impressions on Yuri's rework kick, like it?
I do like it. I actually think a lot of people on the surface are gonna see his base skills being weaker, but that balances. I would look at it this way when you go to use him. His base skills are only meant to keep his Chelenka's prayer buff up and to set the traps. Primarily, you want to be focused on getting his traps up. That's his playstyle. That's been his playstyle since the LD era, so I'm impressed. I like it. Only downside to those traps is they don't initiate launch, so keep that in mind if you're going to pull him.
Now,
He might not be best for a launch cop.
Now, do these traps activate outside the front order? Or not? Or do you have to activate
They can.
them?
They can trigger if an enemy dispels the debuff, and they can trigger if their turn expires on them, but I don't know if they changed the properties of it, because before it would be the base level stack, so 1 stack. Even if you got it up to 3, it would still be the base level attack.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, they can trigger without him having to manually do it with his brave attack.
Okay, so that's good to know. I mean, that's just like one extra property. It seems like they're going to be adding for these around the FRs that it triggers the ability not on the, like if you trigger holy abilities or an attack outside the turn order, then it also raises the FR as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the enemy does a lot of cleansing, he'll definitely be a good choice, as long as he can take a turn next.
Yep. So I'm probably going to be aiming for the BT butt, and if I happen to get very lucky on the ticket, on tickets, then I would think about trying to build them up for this wave of events, so that I have a boosted character.
Fair. I'm gonna be rotating him in and out with Charlotta as my friend support, so if you need one, you can let me know. I got you covered, Blouse.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say, but Yuri looks cool. Gladio, they fixed Yuffie looks good. Nacho Boy looks better, but we'll find out, see what his full translations are, see whether or not he get free skill usages whenever he warps, but I probably think it's going to be something like after EX or LD still, but hopefully that's not the case. But
yeah. Hopefully not.
But
yeah, all in all, I think a lot of them got decent reworks. I think a lot more of the characters are viable, and I'm excited to see what they have, going forward in the cycle.
Yep. But thank you, Zodi, for joining me on this quick little video.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yep, and as always, I'll put Zodi's stuff in the description below. Bye, guys.
See ya.